Hey, how's it going, you guys? Welcome back to some more Cafe Stella. We are in Suzune's route right now, and hopefully we'll be finishing it this episode. I've heard it's very short, so I'm gonna try to finish it right now, and we'll see how that goes. So, we are at New Year's. Happy New Year!
おめでとうって結局一人か。
Well, she was busy, okay? Not today, at least.
どういう意味？
I took your advice and asked Suzune-san if she wanted to visit the shrine with me.
それで
She said we could go on the 3rd.
まさか本当に誘っちゃうとは。
Well, thanks for the vote of confidence. Hold on, are you saying all that advice you gave me was just a joke?
違う。あの時の言葉に嘘はないよ。
You meant everything, you just didn't think I'd do it.
でも、昴生君に誰かを誘う勇気があるとは思ってなかったから。
Okay, to be fair, this is very accurate, okay? Like, she's not wrong for thinking this.
そっか。へえ。
Well, thank you.
昴生君、年上好きだったんだ。
Hey, what can you say? I'm a man of culture. I don't know if I'd say that necessarily. Plus, Suzune-san doesn't exactly look old.
そういうとこね。気をつけた方がいいのは、そういう失礼なこと言うとこ。
Hey, but that one's true, okay? You can't blame him for that one. That one's true. If I start talking about others when they're not around, I might just end up letting something slip by accident when they are. I should be more careful. But you make a good point. Regardless of her appearance, Suzune-san is definitely mature on the inside. Not that she's that much older, but she still feels way more grown up than me. The attitude she has towards work, the amount of passion she pours into it, those sort of things. She's an amazing person, honestly. I kind of admire her. So in that sense, I suppose you could say that I like older women. I don't know.
別に何でもないよ。
Hey, what was that look for?
気にしないでいいよ。
Easier said than done. Anyways, where are your mom and dad? I want to go say hi to them.
社務所にいるんじゃないかな。お参りはしなくていいの？
I just came by to say hello today. I'll save my actual shrine visit for the 3rd.
律儀だね。でもそういうのもいいかもね。
Alright, I'll see you
頑
later.
張ってね。
Seriously, why are you giggling like that? Because we got a date. After greeting Nozomi's parents and wishing them a happy new year, I returned to my apartment. What are we supposed to do for the next, 2 or 3 days? And why am I so restless? Something must be wrong with me. Is it because of how accustomed I've become to working my butt off lately? Maybe I'm some kind of workaholic. Or maybe it's because of how much I've been thinking about Suzune-san. She's just been working diligently as I've been, sparing no effort in order to make her food as delicious as humanly possible. I really admire that part of her. Despite her plans to spend the holidays lazing around under her kotatsu, I have the feeling she's still hard at work behind the scenes. Maybe I should be practicing too. Okay, so when they have a scene like this, it only makes me think that she's gonna stop by and say, hey, I decided to stay home for my parents, for whatever reason. I think that's what's gonna happen, but wish I could fast forward to January 3rd already. Can't believe I'm this impatient for our date. You know what this reminds me of? God, I feel like some teenage girl. I chastise myself internally. Even for me, I have to admit that was a little creepy. But seriously, I wonder what she's doing right now. Maybe I should message her. No, I don't want to annoy her. Guess I'll just kill some time by making dinner. Hopefully that'll get my mind off of her a little bit.
ちょっと鈴ね、いつまでゴロゴロしてるの？いい加減こたつから出なさい。
Wow. This is not a mom I would want to have.
いいじゃん。お正月くらいさ。
Well, I guess she's not coming over. I thought she was gonna pop up right then and there.
いい年した女がゴロゴロと。デートをする相手くらいいないの？
そういうのセクハラだよ。いや、パワハラかな。
孫の顔を見ないことには死んでも死にきれないよ。
そっか。長生きしてもらうためにも、まだまだ孫は見せちゃダメだね。こ
Bruh.
れも親孝行ってやつだね。
はあ、 そんな調子じゃ本当に孫が見れないかも。
Well, maybe if you didn't sound so conceited, maybe you would get some grandchildren.
ヒロトがいるじゃん。
ヒロトには期待できないからあんたに言ってるんでしょ。
Wow, okay, okay. What kind of mother says that about their son? What is this? And he's there! I didn't even think he was in the room. He's actually in the room when she said that. Bruh.
そっか、そりゃそうだね。
Poor Hiruto, man. He's had some moments where he hasn't stuck up for us, you know, and he's done some weird things, but overall, he's been a good friend. You tell her, Hiruto.
スズネには料理の腕があるでしょ。相手の胃袋をつかめばいいのよ。ス
That
ト
is
マ
true.
ッククローで一発よ。
Gosh, I had a sneeze and it wouldn't come out, and it was so frustrating.
どうなの？
Oh my
気
gosh.
になる男の人とかいい感じの男の人はいないの？
Yes, she does.
気になる男の人はいないね。
That was not very convincing.
はあ、育て方間違えたかしら。
胃袋ね。
Wow.
カフェステラと死神の蝶。
I will say that mom was kind of mean, but the fact that she roasted her son right in front of him was kind of funny.
おはよう。
なんか上機嫌な鼻歌が聞こえてきたと思ったら実家なのにキッチンに立ってる。
Sorry guys, I don't know why my nose has been like weird this morning.
こりゃ大雪で電車止まるな。
Hope I'm not getting sick. That would be awful.
作ってるのはケーキだよ。
それでも正月に実家に帰省してる中でわざわざ作ってるのは珍しいよ
To
な。
mooch? I mean, stay with us for the holidays.
なんか今、悪意のある言い方をしなかった？
気のせいだろ。
人に
Ah,
とやかく
nothing,
言
I'm
う
sure.
前に、あんたは真面目に就活しなよ。
就活とか嫌だな。
I mean, to be fair, wasn't Hiruto taking a ton of classes anyways? So, I mean, he's a pretty busy guy.
ずっ
It's
と
not like he's
学生
lounging
のま
around
ま
like
でい
her.
たいよ。
I mean, at the moment.
あんたってガキよね。まだまだ男の子って感じ。
なんだそりゃ。
別に。よし、できたっと。じゃあ、私行くから。
もう行くのか？いつもなら夜までゴロゴロしてるくせに。
ちょっと用事があんの。じゃあね。
ああ。なんだ？まさか男でもできたか？
Aw, Hiruto, if only you knew.
いや、そりゃねえか。あんな可愛げのない。
殴ったろか。そういうことはあんたにだけは言われたくない。
Dang, Hiruto, you're just getting roasted.
帰ったんじゃなかったのかよ。
悪口文句言われる気がしたから帰ったふりしただけ。
Well, it worked.
面倒なことしてないでとっとと帰れ。
言われずとも用事があるのは本当だしね。
たがってなんでわざわざ帰る直前にケーキなんて作ってたんだ？相変わらずわけわからん姉貴だな。
Well, interesting. Maybe she is gonna come see us. Oh wait, no. I guess this is the third already, huh? Pace back and forth from her room like a zoo animal. Highly doubt she's forgot about her plans, but it wouldn't put it past her to casually cancel it because the weather was too cold or something. I'd be pretty bummed if she bailed out last minute. However, right as I tell myself that, the doorbell rings. Coming. Upon opening the door, I see Suzune-san standing there.
明けましておめでとう。
Happy New Year. I was worried for a minute you forgot we were visiting the shrine today.
そこまでボケちゃいない。約束はちゃんと守るよ。君の方こそ準備はできてるの？
I mean, I think so. We've been waiting a while, so...
行きますか。
Okay, let's go. How was your New Year's?
リフレッシュできたよ。 やっぱ実家は最高だね。
I don't really feel that comfortable around my parents. I mean, yes, I do have a good relationship, and I guess I would feel comfortable, but like, I'd rather just be comfortable in my own house. Sounds like you had a good break.
そっちは休めた？
Yeah, well, I mean, I tried, but I don't know. I had a kind of a hard time sitting around doing nothing.
働くときは働く、休むときは休む。そういうオンとオフの切り替えは重要だよ。
Good advice, I guess.
ストレスで押しつぶされるかもしれないんだからさ。
I'll try to keep that in mind. But to be honest, working at the cafe doesn't really stress me out. I think it's fun, plus I get to learn all sorts of neat things by working with you.
そうならよかったよ。元日を外したのに結構人がいるんだね。
Well, today's the last day the street stalls are going to be open.
でも列ができてるってほどでもないか。これならすぐにお参りできそうだね。
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the advantage of coming a little bit later. So, it works. Should we get something to eat from one of the stalls?
それもいいけど、まずはお参りね。
Sounds like a plan. Let's just hope the thing doesn't try to fall on us again. Clapping my hands twice, I thank the gods for their blessings last year. Next, I pray simply for continued good fortune in the new year. Although I have a lot to deal with this coming year, like job hunting, I resolved to first work hard at those things myself. The change of heart was perhaps the most important lesson I learned during my time working at the cafe. When I finally finished praying, I look up to find Suzune-san staring intently at me.
ずいぶんと長かったけど、そんなにたくさん願い事をしたの？
Oh yeah. Lots of stuff. You know, gotta pray for all my waifus and body pillows and, you know, hope that I can finish your route and, you know, lots of important things here. Just expressing my gratitude for the past year and all the fun I've had since I've become involved with the cafe. And I prayed for another good year ahead. You know, the usual.
そっか。
What'd you pray for?
お願いってほどのものではないけど、今年もお客さんがたくさん来てくれるといいなって。
Always focused on work, huh? Well, I'm sure your wish will come true. No other cafe around has cakes as good as yours, after all.
ありがとう。期待を裏切らないように。
Alright, let's not hold up the line any longer.
で、お参りは終わったけど、今からどうするの？
Let's get takoyaki. I want to make for much of a date. Noseby warned me plenty about not saying tactless things. Alright, why don't we have dinner somewhere? We live in the same apartment anyway, so it doesn't make sense to split up and eat by ourselves.
そうだね。じゃあさ、夕食の後、今度は私に付き合ってよ。
Alright, fair enough. Can it wait until after dinner?
それで問題ない。で、夕食はどうするの？三が日となると休んでる店が大半だと思うんだけど。
That's interesting. Actually, I made this chicken wing and daikon stew the other day. I still have some leftovers, so I was thinking we could share that.
おお、いいねいいね。
I don't think I have quite enough to feed the both of us, though.
なら、屋台で何か買って帰ろうか。
There we go. We can just make an assortment of things. Suzune-san and I walk around the shrine, checking out the various stalls. There's something about this that feels different than our time together at work. We're not boss and subordinate here, but equals. Not that I'm complaining, this feels rather nice in its own way. What should we get, yakisoba or takoyaki? Takoyaki, man, that's what I said. I mean, yakisoba would be good too. Why not both? Just get both.
それよりも牛串が食べたいかも。ほら、
Ooh,
あっちにある屋台の。
beef skewers work too. Suzune-san turns to smile at me as she points towards a nearby stall. Fortunately, she picks the wrong moment to look away. She suddenly bumps into the arm of another visitor who's on his way to the shrine.
すみません。
Being as petite as she is, Suzune-san is easily knocked backwards by the man. Oh, careful. I catch her just before she stumbles over. She's even lighter than I expected, despite the momentum of her fall. She's so small it'd be more accurate to say she landed against my stomach rather than my chest. Her long hair sways in the wind, tangling itself between my fingers. She smells really nice. Stop saying that, okay? Or at least don't say it out loud. Like, that's fine to think someone smells nice. There's nothing weird about that. It's weird when you mention it, though. And her body's really soft, too.
うん、平気。ちょっとぶつかっただけだし。というか、君の方こそ怪我してない？
Nah, you're fine. You're way too light to hurt me.
そういう君は、なんというか。
Yeah?
しっかりしてるね。
Is that so? You want to feel my abs? Is that what you're trying to tell me? I haven't been doing a lot of manual labor lately.
何それ、嫌味？まったく。
Are you reading into that more? We're talking about working at the cafe, okay? Suzune-san really is a woman. Yes, Kousei, yes. Thank you. I'm glad you noticed. Unlike me, her body's so small and soft.
でも、ありがとう。
Don't mention it, just glad you're not hurt.
ほら、入浴酒を買いに行くよ。
Okay. I can see her ears blushing red as she walks ahead of me. And perhaps it's my imagination, but her pace seems a little quicker than before, too.
大根おいしい。手羽先おいしい。
Suzune-san wolfed down the stew I made with an expression of pure bliss on her face.
こんなにおいしいものを作れるなんて天才だね。
I think you're just hungry, because that sounds really good to me right now, too. You really think so? Thanks, I guess. Was it really that good? I gave it another taste just to be sure, but it seems average. Definitely isn't bad by any means, but it also isn't the sort of refined flavor I'd expect someone of Suzune-san's caliber to praise.
何もせずに美味しいものが食べられるって。
Oh, okay, she'll flatter anyone who cooks for her.
この甘酸っぱい味付けがまた食欲をそそる。めちゃうま。
Well, as long as she's happy, I guess. And regardless, it's always nice hearing someone compliment your cooking. For sure. Glad the chicken wings turned out so well. Actually, I think it's something different. It makes me this happy because the compliments are coming from Suzune-san herself. Wait, do I actually? They'll never finish their sentences. Sure, you don't need to slow down. I feel like you're drinking a little too fast. Ah, that's why she's in such a good mood.
そんなことないない。それに最後の晩餐だしね。明日からまたお仕事頑張らないと。
I wonder who's gonna betray her. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, by the way, what was it you wanted my help with again? You said you wanted my help with something after dinner. I guess that's why we were eating in your apartment, but it completely slipped my mind.
そうだった。大事なことを忘れるところだった。
Setting down her beer, she rises to her feet. She then walks over to the fridge, pulls something out, and places it in front of me. A Mont Blanc?
そう。モンブランを出そうと思ってるんだよね。期間限定メニューとして。その味見をね、してほしいわけさ。
A limited time special? Is that what you came up with over New Year's?
にゃ、モンブラン自体はちょっと前から考えてた。
That sounds like a wine to me.
ああ、試作品は今朝作ったから心配ないよ。ほれほれ、味見してみてよ。
Alright. The cake is piled high with whipped cream. Splitting it apart with a fork reveals a creamy, snowy white interior. The fragrance of the chestnuts and the sweetness of the cream are exquisite. The crunchiness of the pastry used as the base gives it a wonderful contrast in texture as well. The way she prepared this makes it impossible to grow tired of no matter how much I eat it. Wow, this tastes incredible. There's so many layers of flavor, I feel like I could just eat this forever.
そっかそっか。狙い通りでよかった。その様子ならメニューに加えても問題はなさそうだね。
Absolutely, this is going to be a huge hit for
よ
sure.
かった。
You know, you really are amazing, Suzune-san.
何さ。
You're a genuine professional, and I'm in awe of your skills. Compared to you, I'm nothing but an amateur at best.
何？酔ってる？
What? I don't think we've even been drinking. What do you mean? Nope, I haven't had anything tonight. But you
マジで
have.
言ってるなら重症だね。
I don't know. I think you're going a little thick on the drinking, okay?
まあもう暗くなるんじゃない。
She slams her beer down with a thunk. She then turns her whole body to face me.
君の言うプロから言わせてもらうとさ、プロって言ってもいろいろいるわけ。私みたいな人間もいれば、経営の上手なプロもいる。向いてる方向は少しずつ違っても、やっぱりみんなプロなの。
I agree.
むしろ経営って面を含めると、私はプロ失格かもしれない。そういう意味では、前の店のおっさんの方がプロだった。
Yeah, I guess if like you have like your own bakery or something, it's not just a matter of, okay, can you cook, but it's a matter of, can you run a business, like handle the financials and things like that. I mean, unless you have somebody who can help you do that, but I mean, you have to know what sells, right?
ステラで働いてるスタッフは確かに技術って面ではその道のプロには多少劣るかもしれないけど、お客を笑顔にするために頑張ってる。まっすぐ向き合って努力してる。
I mean, I'd also say the thing that makes the cafe work so well is that everybody has their own role, and it's usually something like they're pretty good at. Like Migito handles like kind of the finances and the distribution and things like that, and those are things he's good at. And then we handle the kitchen, that's what we're good at, and then the girls kind of handle like the coffee and tea and then the waitress stuff, because that's what they're good at. I mean, they're good at talking to people and making them feel welcome. So everybody is doing roles that they very much excel at, and that's what makes the cafe flow so well.
それはそれでちゃんとしたプロだと私は思う。みんなちゃんと頑張ってるよ。スポンジを食べ比べて美味しさに差があることは理解したでしょ。その時どう思った？
The one that was whisked without using heat, I think your customers would have liked that one more.
その気持ちがあってそのための努力をしてる。それでいいんだって。ちゃんと胸を張りな。それにさ、言ったはずだよ。
Someone who can't even bring themselves to smile will never be able to do the same for others.
なんだ、覚えてるじゃん。
She smiles at me. It's a warm, delightful expression. Her words and her smile seem to uplift me. Really can't hold a candle to her.
お酒飲んでてよかった。シラフでできないよ、こんな恥ずかしい話。
Ah, so that's why you drink, so you can have an open conversation.
ほら、またそうやって落ち込む。
Am I? I'm not, though. I was just thinking about stuff.
思うところって？
Well, about how amazing of a woman you are, Suzune-san. Blurt out those words, keeping the momentum going. Yeah, he really is laying it on thick, though. Like, he's constantly complimenting her and saying, like, how mature she is and how much of a woman she is.
いきなり何言ってんの？やっぱ酔ってるよね。
Whenever we talk, I'm always reminded of how immature I am compared to you. In fact, I often get the feeling you think of me as some unreliable kid.
別にそんな風には思ってないけど。
Okay, to be fair, she's called us a kid a lot, and it wouldn't surprise me if sometimes she thought we were unreliable. But I mean, I think we're pretty good overall. I mean, she's definitely also said the opposite and said that we are pretty reliable too.
君の真面目なところに助けられてる部分はある。それに年下でもやっぱ男だとも思ってる。結構頼りにしてるんだよ。これでもさ。
Well, I'm happy to hear
あ
that.
と可愛いところがあるとも思ってる。
I mean, as a guy, you don't generally want to be called cute, but, you know, I'll accept it. The flush in her cheeks isn't just due to the beer she's drinking. As I watch her avert her eyes in embarrassment, I can feel my own face growing red too. Suzune-san.
何さ。
I really think I, like... Just say it, my guy. You're not even the one drunk, okay? I know you know how to use your words.
ああ、もうチレッ。
Seeing me struggle so much to say that single word, she grabs me by the collar. She leans forward, stretching across the table, then pulling me forcefully towards her. Let's go, baby! I mean, I would have liked him to take the initiative, but I'll accept this, okay? I will gladly take this. She kisses me. I can feel her hot breath against my skin. Panting heavily, she presses her lips against mine even more passionately. After that, I have no idea what's happening anymore. All I know is that her warmth and scent seems to be spreading throughout my entire body. It's an incredibly pleasant sensation. Yes, Kousei. You know what she just did. I know you're not that dumb.
私はこういうことできるくらい君のこと可愛いと思ってる。
Interesting. That's the way you're gonna put it, huh? You like me too?
嫌なら最初からキスしてない。だからその確認はいらない。そういう時は即行動。
Okay, well, maybe if you gave him another, you know, few seconds, maybe he would have worked it up, but that, you know, that was okay too. It was good. I don't know about y'all, but I do not like the sounds they make when they're like macking, and I don't know, it just makes me very uncomfortable. Once again, it feels as if her very essence is spreading through me. Enough to make my temperature skyrocket and my heart pound with such force that it nearly hurts. But still, it isn't enough to satisfy me. I want more of her, more so reflexively. Whoa. Oh, my guy. Whoa. Though taken aback at first, she eventually lets me do as I please, almost in resignation. Opening wider, she lets me invade her mouth, coiling her tongue around mine. Whoa, this is getting pretty intense. What is this? All we're doing is touching our tongues together. Yet before I knew it, we'd already become familiar with the taste of each other's saliva. Lips are so soft. Kissing you feels so good. This is very awkward to read, but, you know, I'm glad they're having their moment, okay? It's better than some other kind of scenes, I'll say that. Okay, I don't want to read all these noises. The stimulation from kissing has drained the strength from my body. Like our saliva blending together, my consciousness seems to be melting away. That was pretty intense, guys. Are you satisfied? Oh, shut up, Suzune. We were the one who initiated that, okay? Don't even. Okay, well then you failed because I've seen what happens after we're out of the room, okay? You go and totally lose your cool. You just delay it, okay? That's all you do. Yeah, but I wasn't expecting my first kiss to taste like beer. I would have a problem with that because I can't stand the taste of like alcohol and stuff. I don't know. Just even the smell of it. No. Can't do it. She smiles seductively. Why are you looking at me like that? Her gaze drops down. Ah. Yes. Yes. This isn't just a natural act. It's just a natural action, I mean. Wow, this is going faster than I would have thought it would. I mean, I knew the route was short, but come on, guys. Like, really? We're like an hour into this route. Ah, yes. It's not like we're both literally adults. Don't want to lay there like a dead fish. Wow, okay, thanks. Oh boy. I wonder where that's going. Thank goodness, they cut away from that very fast. God bless. Unable to get her to budge, I have no other choice but to return to my own apartment. Just like that, my advances were rebuffed. At this rate, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight thinking about her lips and all the other stuff we did. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, yep. Never expected to be this exhilarating. If we'd kept going, just what would have happened to me? Oh boy, why do they have to say all that stuff, huh? Well, let's see how this goes at work. How does this cream look? I continue to work while Suzune-san explains to me what to do and why I'm doing it. It's pretty much business as usual, except something is off, specifically with me. Can't stop thinking about Suzune-san. Not to the point that I'm unable to function, but normally I'd be able to concentrate fully on my own work. Today, however, I just can't focus. Part of my brain is constantly preoccupied with thoughts of Suzune-san. And it goes without saying that's because of what we did yesterday. Yeah, y'all got pretty intense pretty quick.
ちょっと聞いてる？
Of course I am. Beat the cream until it starts to form firm peaks. Is that good enough?
オッケー。一応今のところミスはないけど、今日の君危なっかしいよ。
I'm sorry, I just can't stop thinking about yesterday.
調子に乗るな。
Yes, she hit him. Finally, I was waiting for someone to hit him. Aw, it's just a sharp flick to the forehead. Why? I thought you were the one who told me to take the initiative.
今は仕事中。
This is true. But in order to focus, I need someone to help me exercise these carnal desires, you know?
君の場合、それで済まなさそうなんだよな。いいから、仕事優先。
Yeah, Kousei, don't make this weird, okay? As kitchen workers, our personal circumstances are no concern to our customers. Suzune-san's words ring in my ear. It'd be no laughing matter if I were to screw up because I was too distracted by certain thoughts. He's right, I need to focus on work for the time being. I throw myself into my tasks at hand. But despite my best efforts, I can't keep my mind from wandering. Partly because I can't stop thinking about how good it felt to kiss Suzune-san. Mostly because of how disappointed I was about other things after a makeout session. And other things. Don't make me say that, game. I'm not going to say it. I don't need to know about what happens in certain scenes, okay? Don't mention it to me. Why did she want to take things further? Probably because that was already a lot. I mean, I was very surprised that any of that happened.
今日も無事に終わりましたね。モンブランの反応どうだった？もちろん好評でしたよ。あっちこっちで美味しいって感想が上がってました。そっか。よかった。ほっとしたよ。
I'm still a little bit sad that May's route is over. I really liked it.
すずねさんでも不安になるんですね。
I'm excited for Natsumi, though. I think that's gonna be a good route, too.
私、そんなにずぶとい性格だと思われてる？
No. I think Suzune is very confident, but at the same time also, like, very much worries whether people are gonna like her food or not.
いえ、そうではなくて、すずねさんのケーキなら間違いはないですから。そうですよね。美味しいに決まってますよ。
I agree.
そう言ってもらえると嬉しい。ありがとう。
Suzune-san smiles, but for a brief moment, I think I see a faint shadow falling across her face. Good work today.
お疲れ様。
Yeah, I will. Suzune-san silently stares up at me. My face inches closer towards her like her gaze is magnetic. I mean, we aren't at work anymore. Instead of getting angry this time, she quietly closes her eyes. Although it's dark, we're still outdoors. Let's keep it short for now. Mind if I came to your place tonight? Oh boy.
ダメかな。
Post-confession Kousei is a completely different person. Like, they script him the same way. He's always super obsessed with a one thing.
だってほら、明日も仕事があるんだから。
Yeah, turn this man away.
そういうことで。
Leave him to the dogs. She disappears into the building before I can stop her fleeing from my voice. So as far as we're ever gonna get. I mean, to be fair, she was probably a little drunk too, and like you need to realize maybe she went further than she would have had she been a little bit sober. I haven't done anything to piss her off, have I? I don't think so. Nothing was different at work. She even let me kiss her before she left. Don't tell me. Is it because I'm a terrible kisser? Maybe my technique was so awful that it made her afraid of taking the next step. Come to think about it, she is more timid than she lets on. Case in point, look how relieved she was when she heard people liked her Mont Blanc, even though it was obviously delicious. So in other words, if I can improve my kissing technique, I can just make Suzune-san feel good enough that her anxiety goes away. Alright, I know what to do. Okay, the internet probably does. I wouldn't go to the internet, though. Like, that's something I'm like, you need to just learn that from experience, my guy. The word anxiety reminds me of the first time we met, and a sudden doubt flashes across my mind. Why was Suzune-san haunted by butterflies in the first place? That is a good point. We should probably figure that out.
カフェステラと死神の蝶。
Now that I think about it, something doesn't add up. In the beginning, I was under the impression that Suzune-san was struggling to find a new job because she was being harassed. But she herself had denied that. Apparently, though, her old boss, the owner of the patisserie Sorean, was in fact a rather strict employer. But despite her comments about him, it felt to me as if she felt almost indebted towards him. Plus, her old boss followed us on Instagram, which indicates that he still supports her in some regard. Ever since we opened Cafe Stella, Suzune-san has been so busy and so happy that I hadn't noticed anything wrong with her. Something's definitely not right here. From what she's told me, there was nothing particularly traumatic about the experience that supposedly caused butterflies to begin haunting her, and it didn't seem like she was lying or hiding the truth either. But then what could have caused it? I arrived to work on time and entered the kitchen. Then, as usual, I assist Suzune-san with her morning preparations.
おいしい。いい出来。何かアクシデント？
Oh, no.
もしかしてまたキスのこと考えてる？
I'm always thinking about that. Okay, you don't have to say that, though. That's not it either. Don't worry, I'm not gonna let my carnal desires distract me. Here, see if I did this right.
オッケー。
Alright, I'll keep doing it this way.
よろしく。あと、ありがとうね。
Thanks for what?
なんかさ、私文句とか怒ってることの方が多いように見えるかもしれないけど。
Maybe a small percent of the time?
これでも感謝してるんだよ。
Well, thank you.
それに、こうして一緒に働けるのも嬉しいって思ってる。
Me too, I love working with you. True to her words, Suzune-san is beaming with happiness. Can't imagine that she secretly dislikes baking cakes either. So what could possibly have caused her to be haunted by butterflies? The more I think about it, the more of a mystery it becomes. Taking my break now. After returning to the break room, I go to my locker and pull out my phone. Then I send a message to Hiroto asking if his sister had seemed any different to him over New Year's.
ゴロゴロしてるだけだったぞ。3日にそっちに帰るとき、朝からケーキを作ってたくらいだな。
That's probably the Mont Blanc she made for me to taste. If she had enough motivation to bake that cake, then I guess there's no need for me to be worried about her, at least for the time being. If at all possible, I'd like to make sure I understand her problem first.
どうかしたのか?
No, not exactly. You mind if I call you?
そういやそうだな。嫌がらせされてたわけじゃないのなら、なんで落ち込んでたんだろう。でも解決してるんだから、それでいいんじゃないのか?
I guess, but I'm still curious. It's not a problem if she can keep working with the same energy she has up until now. However, if her old boss really had nothing to do with her slump back then, it could be very possible that she experienced a relapse. I'd like to pinpoint the cause of her melancholy if I can, but it doesn't seem like an easy
どう
task.
しても気になるなら、本人を問い詰めた方が早くないか?
I would, but I don't really want to kick the hornet's nest, you know, digging up old wounds or whatever.
そういうタイプじゃないと思うけどな。それに姉貴の場合、変に気を回される方が嫌がるタイプだぞ。
Maybe. Yeah, I could see
大
that.
体毎日楽しそうに働いてるんだろ?
Well, yeah.
なら、やっぱ心配のしすぎだろう。
I can't blame Hiroto for thinking that he knows nothing about the butterflies. But I saw that swarm of butterflies with my own eyes. This isn't enough to shake off my own worries. Alright, thanks. Sorry to bother you about this.
まあ、あんな姉貴だからな。
With that, he hangs up. I know what he means at a glance. Suzune-san certainly seems like a brash woman, not the sort of person who sweats the small stuff. But that isn't true at all. A person with the mindset wouldn't be able to make such delicate cakes the way she does. That's why I'm worried about her. After seeing how brightly she smiled today, I don't want her going back to the way she was before. I want to keep seeing her smile. Okay, my cat just like randomly meowed. I think she was like stretching. But for now, there's not much I can do but wait and see. Suzune-san appears to be in a good mood as she cleans up. I do the same while watching her out of the corner of my eye. However, Like Hirito said, there's nothing to worry about her at the moment, so I'm not going to gain anything by observing her. I might have no choice but to ask her directly about it after all.
ね
Yeah, what is it?
え、今日も一緒に帰ろうよ。
Sure, I'd love to. I mean, we literally live in the same apartment, so I might as well. After closing up, Suzune-san and I make our way home side by side. Due to her small stature, her strides were naturally shorter than mine. Accordingly, I walk slow as to match her pace.
んで、何かあった
Huh? What do you mean?
今日の君、ちょっと変だったからね。特に休憩から戻ってきた後は。
Oh, I guess so. Was it that noticeable?
変だったよ。私のことをじっと見てたよね。やっぱりね。君の視線をなんか感じちゃったんだよね。何？またよからぬことを考えてるわけ？
No, this was actually, like, decent this time, okay? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
最初は思ったんだけど、なんか違う様子みたいだね。あと、ヒロトから珍しくメッセージが来たんだよね。多分、君が関係してるんだろうな。
Well, you were right to assume that.
何？怒らないから言ってみな。ほれほれ。
Suzune-san, you don't hate your old boss, do you?
別に憎んではないけど。
Before you started working for us, though, you were extremely depressed. At first, I thought it was because of something your previous boss did to you, but that wasn't the case. So I thought maybe you still had some other unresolved issues.
それが気になってってわけか。
Sorry, I didn't mean to be nosy.
ちなみにさ、私の態度で変なところとかあった？
Not necessarily, it just occurred to me when I saw you asking about how the Mont Blanc was doing. You always exude this air of confidence, but you also have a timid, anxious side to you. Something like that. So I got worried that something might have happened in your old workplace that caused you to be like that.
そっか。見抜かれてたのか。
Ah, so there is something. Interesting. So I was right and something did happen. Would you be willing to tell me about it?
なんで知りたいの？
Because I don't want to see you depressed. Also because of what you told me that one time.
しょげてる人間が誰かを笑顔にできると思うなよ。
Exactly, that's why I want to help you.
はあ、やれやれ。そこまで言われちゃしょうがないか。だけど少し待って。準備させてほしい。明日はまだ冬休みだったよね。明日連絡するから、それまで待ってて。
Interesting. Yeah, I never really thought to, like, remember that. I guess she did get really depressed, and, like, we just kind of assumed that, like, working at the cafe kind of helped her, like, feel more purpose, and she's at a job where she had more freedom, but, I mean, if that wasn't it, I wonder what is really holding her back then. Trusting her, I obediently returned to my apartment for the night.
カフェステラと死神の蝶。
We'll have to see. I mean, I'm not expecting anything too grandiose, just because her route's so short, and they just don't really have a lot of time to tell a good story, but, you know, I am curious what's on her mind. Today is Wednesday, our normal day off, which is really weird to me. A Wednesday? Like, it's the middle of the week. As I'm on winter break, I spend the day relaxing in my room. Time to prepare. What did that mean? I can't even imagine what's bothering her. She still hasn't called yet, either. Glance at my phone and seeing no notifications, heave a sigh. Once again, I find myself pacing back and forth in the spot like a zoo animal. Wandering around my room with no purpose. Nothing, not a peep. Starting to wish she'd specified at an exact time. Waiting like this is excruciating. As I heave my upteenth sigh, it happens. My phone vibrates at last, notifying me of an
今
incoming
から店
message.
に来れる？
The cafe? Why there? It's closed today. When she said she needed time to prepare, I assumed she meant emotionally, but could it have been something else? No point worrying about it now. See you soon. I wonder if it has something to do with something she's trying to cook? Curious.
お、来たね。
Yep, it's me. You cooking something?
ちょっとね。帝さんに頼んで店の材料を使わせてもらってさ。
Suzune-san places a long rectangular piece of chocolate cake in front of me. The outside is covered with chocolate, however the inside is chocolate mousse interposed with fresh cream.
これ食べてみてくれる？君のために作った私特製のチョコレートケーキ。
Gosh. So many sweets. Carve out a piece with my fork. Then I bring it to my mouth. What the? This is amazing. Even though it's chocolate cake and the chocolate doesn't taste overpowering, the berry's bitter sweetness balances out perfectly.
中に挟まってる層はフランボワーズのピューレを使ってるんだよ。
I don't think I've ever eaten something like this before.
それさ、本当に美味しいと思う？
Absolutely. All flattery aside, this almost tastes too good.
嘘をついてるわけではなさ。
Of course I'm not. I genuinely think this is delicious. Were you planning on adding it to the menu or something?
どうだろうね。
In contrast to my enthusiasm, she shrugs her shoulders with a somewhat glum expression.
これさ、前の店でも作ったんだよね。ほら、
Ah.
新作ケーキのコンペに出したやつ。
So maybe she still is worried about that. You made something this amazing?
100円設定だったけど、このケーキを他と同じ割合の売り値にすると税抜きでも600円超えちゃったんだよ。
Before I started working here, 100 yen might not have sounded like much to me, but I know just how much of a big difference that really is.
負けたのは味じゃない。そう思ってた。でも少しずつ、本当に値段だけの問題だったのか、味も負けてたんじゃないか。
Well, I mean, if cost was an issue, could she have just like scaled it down, just made it a little bit smaller?
私のケーキには何か大きな問題があるんじゃないかなんて考えるようになって、不安に陥ってコンクールには出させてもらえなかった。
Wait, what? I thought you said that was because you lost the workplace contest.
まるっきりの嘘ってわけではなかったんだけど、ちょっぴり見栄を張っちゃった。でも認めたくなくて、意地を張ってあの店を飛び出したってわけ。
Wow, okay.
疑心暗鬼のまま再就職先にも困って、私はどんどん落ち込んで。
It sounds like she has a lot of like anxiety and expectations of her food, right? And that just causes her to have that anxiety about whether it's good or not. She said, my self-doubts grew. But I don't think she really has much to worry about. Everyone keeps telling her it's good, but I mean, I know people like this, where it doesn't matter how much you're told that you're good enough. Like you just feel like you could always improve or always do better, to an unhealthy level. Like it's good to say, okay, I'm at a good place in life, but I can do better. Like that's fine. That's not unhealthy at all. I feel like you can always, try to change or improve a little bit. But if it's becoming a point to where you're putting yourself down because you feel like you're not meeting this constant expectation of rising above and getting better, then that's where it's unhealthy.
そんな時だよ。ヒロトに強引に誘われたのは。それでまずいパンケーキを食べさせられた。
Hey, they were pretty bad. I'll give you that. And I sincerely apologize for that.
腹が立ってその場でパンケーキを作って、さすがにあのパンケーキよりは美味しく作れる自信があったからね。
Well, that's good. I'm glad I could be a stepping stone for you to feel better about yourself.
楽しかった。やっぱりケーキが好きなんだって思った。
Can't believe that's all it took for you to get back on your feet. She slowly shakes her head.
最初はやっぱり怖かったよ。自信もなくて。でもとある人の言葉に教えられた。
A certain someone? You mean me?
ブー、外れ。
The landlady.
大家さんです。
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
水商売っていうのはね、自己満足だけじゃダメなの。その自己満足を他の人に伝えて理解してもらわなくちゃいけない。
私、こだわりを持ってケーキ作りをしてたけど、それを他の人に伝える努力はしてなかった。
Yeah, I do feel like Suzune is a little OCD in that regard. Like, it has to be perfect. She's such a perfectionist. And then, like, if everything isn't perfect, if people don't like it perfectly, like, it really, like, drags down on her.
食べてもらえば分かってもらえる。そう思ってたから。食べてもらうための努力ってのが抜けてた気がするんだよね。
Yeah, I guess she was kind of looking at it from her perspective. Like, did I do a good enough job on this cake rather than looking at, do people like my cakes? You mean with the price and everything?
それも含めていろいろと。そういう意味では君たちの方はずっとプロだと思った。 でも別に深刻に思わなくていいから。悩んでるとかじゃなくて、落としどころさえ見つかれば君を心配させることもなくなるからさ。
Alright, well, if there's anything I can do to help, just say.
ありがとう。
After that, we tidy up the kitchen and leave the cafe. As we have nothing else in particular planned, the two of us head back home together as usual.
でも驚いた。まさか気づかれてるとはね。
Well, I've been watching you a lot lately. I love you so much I can hardly take my eyes off of you. Wow, okay. A
そうい
little
えば
straightforward.
好きって初めて言われた。
Oh, is it really?
そうだよ、間違いない。最初は言いよどんで我慢。
Okay, I get the point, Suzune. We don't need to keep saying it. Really should have said it sooner.
私もそういう気になってたけど。
Do you love me too, Suzune-san?
好きだよ。好きじゃなきゃあんなことまでできない。
Okay. But for some reason, you won't go all the way with me. I'm just gonna have to ask you directly. Why won't you have sex with me?
場所考えて。
Sorry, but I just want to know. If it's a problem on my end, then I'll do whatever it takes to fix it. I've been doing my best to study up, as a matter of fact.
勉強？
Oh, never mind. What I'm trying to say is if there's a reason why, then I want you to tell me.
さっきも言ったけど、私はまだ区切りを見つけられてない。
Yeah, stop pressuring her. Gosh,
そんな状
Kousei.
態だとなんか君を逃げ場にしちゃう気がしたから。
That won't happen.
大丈夫？
I won't be an escape for you.
どういう？
I'm a huge fan of your cake, Suzune-san. So I'm not gonna let you run away from baking. I'm holding you responsible for making me fall in love with your baking, so you better keep making delicious cakes from now on.
なんだそりゃ。そっかそっか。それじゃあ確かに逃げ場にはならないか。
Well, I'm glad our cheesy dialogue is helping out. If it's support you need, I'll give you as much as you want.
そっか。私のファンか。そんなにしたいの？
Oh boy, every time he just says a few cheesy lines and then all of a sudden they change their tune.
しょうがないな。
Despite her words, Suzune-san smiled softly and with a faint hint of embarrassment as well. Oh boy, please just skip it. I don't want to know. A short while later, we arrive at her apartment. Once inside, Suzune-san promptly pushes me down in the bed. Then without further ado, she shrouds me with her petite body. Oh, thank goodness they're skipping it. Don't need to know.
あ
Do you regret
ー
it?
ちょっとしてる。
Wow, okay, thanks.
シーツ。
Oh,
シミにな
okay.
りそう。洗濯面倒だなーって。
What were y'all doing? Never mind, don't tell me.
ドキッとした？安心しなよ。君のことが好きな気持ちは。
I don't need to know actually. I asked the question and immediately
カフェ
regretted
ステラ
it.
と死神の蝶。
Once winter break is over and the festive cheer of New Year's has worn off, life returns to normal. Gosh, I'm so glad they like skipped through that so quickly. Wish they would have done that the first time. Thanks to all the students returning from their hometowns, the cafe is busier than ever before, proving Shiki-san's doubts wrong. Our Mont Blancs are also selling well, extremely well in fact. Due to their limited quantity, there's never a day where they don't sell out.
お電話ありがとうございます。カフェステラです。はい。そうですが。はい。
Uh-oh, who's calling? It couldn't hurt to make a few more Mont Blancs, could it?
かもしんない。
Who was he on the phone with? My only guess, and the first person that came to mind, was her old boss. I think her old boss is going to call in and try to get her to come back.
けど、これ以上は作業の方がね。二人で作るとなるとキャパオーバーだよ。
I guess that's true. Lately, I've been coming into work early to bake the cakes we'll be selling for the day. Afterwards, I do my job in the kitchen as usual, cooking, restocking as needed, and preparing for the next day. Lastly, I clean up once it's time for closing. Oftentimes, Sakazuki-san or Nozomi will come to lend us a hand in the kitchen during business hours. And when the kitchen is busy, that naturally means the dining floor is busy as well. So we can't expect too much help from them. Thinking of which, what are you planning to do next month?
何のこと？
Valentine's Day is just around the corner, right?
何今からチョコのおねだり
Gosh, so May probably made some really good chocolate with her help. Imagine Suzune making chocolate for us because she loves us. Probably really good. I was talking about next month's Valentine's special. You're probably making some kind of chocolate cake, right? Gosh, those stupid flies. It's been days and they're just lingering.
ザッハトルテはもう出してるからね。ちょっと悩んでる。
Don't know what that is. What about that one
おで
cake?
つ
You know, the one you made me last time, that chocolate cake. It was insanely good. Might end up being a little bit more expensive, but hey, since it's a limited time product, I'm sure people will still be willing to buy it.
君ってさ、あの話を聞いた上で、あのケーキを出せって言うんだから。
I know, that cake kind of brings her a little bit of resentment. Probably shouldn't ask her to make it, but it was the cake that lost her the contest. I mean, to be fair, we found out she didn't even enter it, so. Cake that caused her to doubt herself, quit her job, and then shut herself in her apartment. Yeah, do you really want her to make that cake? Is that really what you want? I mean, it might help her get past it, but I don't know. Certain people, that might be triggering, you know? Wouldn't it be surprising if she was mildly traumatized by it? I really do think it was delicious, though. I could even see it selling out daily, just like the Mont Blancs.
そう言ってくれるのは、あれをあのまま出すのは、昔の私と何の変化もない気がして。
Well, I guess I could understand that. We're not going to offer any kind of Valentine's Day special, then.
それもちょっと違う気がするから、何かは必要だと思うんだけど。
ちょっといいか。
ミカドさん、どうしたんですか？
さっきバレンタインの話をしていただろう。それに関してだ。
There's some kind of problem.
いや、問題ではない。むしろチャンスかもしれんな。さっき電話があったのだ。イベントに参加しないか。ケーキワングランプリとかいうイベントだ。
Oh.
イニシャル的には C1 だけど。
そのグランプリでバレンタイン用のイベントをやるらしい。
The Grand Prix? Like, are we talking about racing?
でもそっか。ケーキワングランプリか。
What exactly is this thing
詳
anyways?
しい内容は改めてメールが送られてくるそうなの。
いろんな店がそのテーマに合わせたお菓子を作るんです。で、部門別に評価して審査員一押しのスイーツを決める。店は出品した商品を実際に売って、その情報が雑誌に載ったり、アプリで配信されたりとか。
Okay, well, it sounds like a good way to get the word out about us.
詳しいな。もしかしてかなり有名なイベントなのか。
I mean, I would expect Suzune of all people to know about this.
簡単にスマホで調べてみる限りでは詐欺などではなさそうだが。
詐欺じゃないですよ。何度も行われてますから。というか、前に私が働いてたところのオーナー、そのグランプリで優勝したことがあるんですよね。
Oh, interesting. That's why you knew
規
about
模
it.
としてはそこまで大きくないんですけどね。地元密着系だし。
That's a fancy name for being a very localized thing, though. Grand Prix?
でも雑誌社も協力してるから宣伝になるかも。
Oh, you're right. I see Patisserie Soran's name on the list of judges. The bakery really is super famous, huh?
え、おっさんが審査員なの？
Yeah, look right here. Suzune-san peers at the phone in my hand. But then after staring at the screen for a few seconds...
そうか。意外と早く。
Okay, so it wasn't her boss on the phone. I thought maybe that was going to be like the plot twist here. But it sounds like the plot twist will be that her old boss is going to judge. And she's going to actually get to enter this cake this time.
あのおっ
Or
さん
something
は
like
私の
along
ケ
those
ー
lines.
キでうならせる日、見返す日、リベンジする日。
Huh, interesting. For some reason or another, her fighting spirit suddenly flared up. Man, you're awfully competitive.
商売ってのは客の奪い合いなの。
よくわからんが、とりあえずイベントには参加する方向でいいのだな。
はい、お願いします。
わかった。では、そのように返事をしておこう。
I'm trying to figure out, is this going to be a good thing and she's going to win and it's really happy, or is she going to lose and it's going to be like some kind of thing where she has to get over that again and like come to terms with her feelings. We'll see how this goes. Could go good or could go bad, you know? It's good to see you motivated, but what kind of cake are you planning to enter this competition?
まあ、そこが一番の問題なんだけどね。
According to what Mikado said, the Grand Prix will be held in late January, on a Wednesday, exactly 2 weeks from now. Apparently there will also be an interview conducted on that day, our day off. There's definitely something odd about the whole situation, though. It's only natural to think so. After all, there seems to be a bit of context to this that I'm missing.
参加の返事をする際にいろいろと確認をしたのだが、今回の誘いは審査員が強引にねじ込んだらしい。
Yeah, it's very interesting because her old boss is one of the judges.
おそらく、鈴音の言っていたおっさんだろう。
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. But the fact that he's giving her a chance to prove herself means that he wants to support her, right?
へし折ろうとしているのかもな。
That's what I was thinking too. What do you think, Mikado? Honestly, I'm a little worried if this doesn't go well, she could end up being haunted by butterflies again.
そういうリスクは確かにあるな。だがそれを言うなら、逃げ続けるのもリスクだろう。
Yeah, I mean that could very well be true
お前
too.
の心配をなくすためには、いつかは乗り越えねばならんハードルだ。
I suppose so.
それを思えば、今回のイベントはいい機会かもしれんぞ。鈴音はすでに参加すると決めたのだ。お前がすべきことは心配ではなく、応援ではないのか。
No, I agree. I do. I haven't told Suzune-san about any of this yet. I thought it'd be best not to pile needless worries on her. Although there will be judges, the cake she's submitting to the event will actually be sold at our cafe. It has to be made with our customers in
時
mind.
間はないけど考えるよ。グランプリに出すケーキっていうかバレンタイン用のケーキか。
Let me know if there's anything I can help with.
とりあえず味見要員は確定ね。
That's great. I'm a huge fan of your cakes anyways.
ケーキだけ？
Well, when it comes to you, I'm a bit more than just a fan. Your boyfriend.
それもそうだ。
So give it your all. I'm here to support you.
やってやるぜ。
Curious how this is gonna go.
カフェステラと
Hopefully it'll
死
be
神
good.
の蝶。
ねえ、鈴音さん、最近ずっとあんな感じでうなってるけど、どうしたの？
She's deep in thought. She has to come up with the perfect cake. Haven't you heard? We're taking part in this Valentine's Day cake competition. Seems like the progress on her cake is going rather poorly, though.
締め切りもうすぐじゃなかった？
Yeah, that's why she's groaning like that even while working.
なるほど。協力しないの？彼氏として。
The word boyfriend makes me feel a bit embarrassed. Well, makes me happy too, but still. Since we're in a workplace romance, we already told the others about our relationship. Everyone had accepted the news rather easily. Although it was still embarrassing, I knew the others would tease me or roll their eyes at me if they saw me acting all shy. I'd like nothing more than to help her, but there's nothing much I can do at this stage. She's still trying to come up with an idea for a cake after all.
いやまあそうかもしれないけど、でも応援ってそんな直接的なことだけじゃないと思うんだけど、協力の仕方はいろいろあるもんでしょ？
Absolutely true. You can give her moral support, maybe give her like a back rub or something, you know?
安
help her
直な手伝い
de-stress.
方だけじゃなくて、彼氏として彼女に必要なことを考えるのも。
Yeah, you're right. Been assuming that the only thing I could do to help her was taste test, but doing what I can to help Suzune-san focus on making the cake is an effective way to support her as well. Thanks for the advice, Shiki-san. I'll have to think a bit harder about what I can do for her. See you tomorrow. As usual, another smooth day at work comes and goes. However, cleanup is much simpler and quicker today. This being because Suzune-san was only making a prototype cake, but still. Suzune-san is still racking her brains as she's been all day. It's amazing how she hasn't made a single mistake at work despite being so distracted.
ザ・ハトルでは普通すぎるし、そもそもレギュラー商品だし、チョコのケーキか。
Suzune-san, you look kind of pale.
おや？
I mean, she always looks pale, but that's okay. It wouldn't hurt to get the Grand Prix off your mind for a little while, would it?
そういうわけにはいかんでしょ。時間がないんだから。
I mean, you definitely like need to take a break. Like if you're like really hyper focused on something, like definitely take a break, and like sometimes that can really help like give you ideas, oddly enough. All the more reason to do so. Since we don't have much time, it's more necessary for you to manage your health so you can concentrate properly. Plus, you've been moaning and groaning all day, and you still haven't come up with anything. You're just wasting your time banging your head against the wall.
痛いところ
Might sound cliche, but I think a change of pace will do you some good. What do you say we call it a day?
そうだね何にも思いつかないし帰ろうか
I think that sounds like a good idea. Hard to believe that even you get stumped at times.
そりゃあるよ私を何だと思ってるのさ
No, I don't mean it like that. I just meant this is the first time I've seen you at a loss when it comes to cakes. Every time I come crying to you for help, you always come up with a solution in no time at all.
私はどうか
Doraemon.
そんな風に見えてたのはこれまでの積み重ねのおかげだよ
And how come you can't think of any other chocolate cakes to make?
君が美味しいって言ってくれてるあのケーキ10年にも満たないパティシエ人生だけどあれが一番の自信作だったんだよねおっさん相手に全く一緒のケーキを出しても進歩がないって思われるだけだよ
That is true. There's a little bit of a conflict of interest here, though, I feel like.
かといって中途半端なケーキは出せないし
She's just going around in circles. So I think what's going to end up happening is she's going to make that cake, but she's going to put some twists on it that make it even better. Because, I mean, you could probably just enter the most basic kind of cake in the world, right? But the way you present it, like the care you put into it and everything like that, you can put some kind of twist on it. You know, you can't just enter any old regular cake, but you can make a regular cake elevated to a better place. So I think she's going to do something like that. She's going to make this like ordinary cake like something extraordinary. You getting enough sleep lately?
寝てるよ一応普段より短いかもしれないけど
What about food?
知ってる最近の袋麺って結構いける
No. Let's eat something good. No wonder your face looks so pale and your brain isn't functioning. I do think you should forget about the Grand Prix for a while. In fact, I'm going to make you forget about it.
忘れさせるって今はそんなことしてる余裕はない
Oh my gosh, please do not immediately think of that. Oh my gosh, they're actually... Okay, good. Please don't.
カフェステラと死神の蝶
I thought he was actually going to care about her and, you know,
まあ
like get her some good food. Hold out the fork placed in the last few leaves of salad into her mouth. Next up is soup.
あんがと
Okay, good. He actually is feeding her. That's what I think he should do.
忘れさせるってそういうことね
No need for you to think about anything today. I'll take care of everything.
昨日からやってもらってるけどね
Well, you left a lot of things to do. I was pretty surprised when I walked in here last night. Dirty clothes, bits of garbage, and empty beer cans have been strewn all over the floor. Just goes to show how stressed she is about the Grand Prix. There's no way that she'd have normally left things so unkept, or so I hoped.
ま
Well, whatever. Feels kind of rewarding taking care of Suzune-san like this. All the more so if it helps her make delicious cakes.
あごちそうさまでした
Don't mention it. I gotta get to class once I'm done tidying up, though. Just take it easy for today. I'll be back to check in on you around lunch. Today's a day for resting, okay? I don't want you thinking about anything unnecessary. In fact, feel free to go back to bed if you
分か
want.
ったから早く行きなって
See you
いって
later.
らっし
After seeing Kousei off, I flopped back down on the bed. I lay there staring up at the ceiling.
気遣ってくれるのは嬉しいんだけどね
But I can't help but think, the deadline is creeping closer and closer. I have to do something.
結構嬉しいんだよね
I'd always been alone up until now, although I suppose my work had technically required me to cooperate with others, but this is different from helping others, or being helped in return. Makes me rather happy to have someone pamper me. Above all, it feels wonderful knowing that someone else is thinking about me so sincerely.
年下の男ってのも悪くはないもんだ
Since Kousei had gone out of his way to do his all for me, I suppose I should at least make an effort to relax, like he said. That'll be able to stop thinking about cake in the meantime, though. Or so I thought, but perhaps I'm more exhausted than I realized. Surprisingly enough, I find myself drifting off to sleep once more with little difficulty. That's me when I just lay back down in bed. I can just fall right back to sleep. On Wednesdays, I have class until 4th period, so I haven't been able to stay with Suzune-san for much of the day, but that may have been for the best. I stopped by the apartment at noon to look in on her, but when I unlocked her door with the key she'd given me, I found her fast asleep. She must have been pretty tired. So instead of waking her, I simply left her lunch along with a quick note and took my leave. After my classes are over, it's time to make dinner. Suzune-san was feeling a little guilty, so I decided to at least let her do the grocery shopping. Tonight's menu is cream pork stew. Always nice to have something warm to eat in the winter. Glad you like it. Like before, I feed Suzune-san with her food. Feel like a bird feeding its chick. That's too much praise. She really does like our cooking. I find that interesting. Yeah? Well, okay, here. Here, have some more sake, too. Because I made it with all of my heart. The secret ingredient is a little spice called love. I was waiting for some kind of witty retort, actually. Don't worry, my love for you isn't gonna cool down anytime soon. I have to like shake my head at some of the things he says. I'm like, oh, that's something I'd look back on like years later, be like, oh, cringe. I can't believe I said that. Again, still waiting for some kind of witty retort. Is this some kind of new tactic of hers, pretending to accept everything I say so she can ignore my lame jokes? Well, it makes me happy, so I guess it's fine. Just happy I can be useful to you in other ways that don't involve being your taste tester. I am kind of your only boyfriend you've ever had, so glad my hard work paid off. Are you feeling a little more refreshed now? Oh, where? Using that as an excuse, huh? Overly excited about what seems like our first kiss in days. My guy. Yeah, you've constantly had your mind on other things these past few days. You ready to start working on a new prototype? You could make like a rum cake. Oh my gosh. So, I had a comment that apparently, they like to include 3 H scenes in every one of their games, okay? So this would probably be the 3rd. I can't believe they're trying to fit 3 of them in 2 hours. Man, talk about a mood killer. You sound like a dirty old man. He's got a point. Yeah, you didn't need to ask. You really didn't need to ask.
でどうだ。
Looks pretty different from the old cake.
一応基本的な構成は同じような感じなんだけどね。
Really?
とりあえず味見してみてよ。
Alright, don't mind if I do. The previous iteration of this cake had a visible cross section. This time it's cylindrical. However, on the outside it's completely covered with chocolate coating. It looks cute and just a bit fancy as well. Without further ado, I sink my fork into its chocolate surface. Gosh, that sounds so good. From inside, a thick red sauce comes spilling out.
フランボワーズをね、ソースに変更してみたんだよ。びっくりした？
Yeah, I wasn't expecting
そ
it.
っか。なら大成功だ。
So this new cake of yours is filled with thick, sticky sauce. Inspiration for this wouldn't happen to be something obscene, would it? Don't say why. Please
なわ
stop.
けないでしょ。気持ち悪い。何でもエロに直結させるのはやめなよ。
I don't know, I think when you're young it is, but...
くだらないこと考えてないで。ほら、食べ。
Mixing the sauce and the chocolate I bring into my mouth, the sweet and sourness of the sauce accentuates the cocoa's fragrance and bitterness extremely well. This is delicious. Absolutely, don't doubt yourself.
そういうんじゃないんだけどね。以前のケーキとは結構変えたから。
What else did you change besides covering it with chocolate frosting and swapping the puree to a sauce?
その2つがかなり重要なの。
Yeah, I suppose.
チョコレートの量が違うし、ソースにした分、こっちの想定通りの絡み方はしないかも。
Yes, that's true. Since you had to use more chocolate though, was this even more expensive to make than the old one?
安くなった。一応ギリギリだけど、500円に収めて480円って。
Well, good job. It's awesome and all, but how?
使う量が増えた分、以前のままだと濃厚すぎるんだよね。そこら辺でバランスとって値段も下がった。
Ah, okay. Probably a good thing that the price had dropped, but is this cake really that much more impressive than the old one?
なんか文句ありそうな顔。
Hardly, I have no...
まあ、言いたいことはわかるよ。結局、前のとそんなに違わないんじゃないかってことでしょ。
Yeah, that's how I would feel about it, probably. Yeah, that's kind of the feeling I get
バ
too.
レンタイン用のケーキって誰かと一緒に食べるんじゃないかと思ったんだよね。
Normally, most of the gifts you give someone on Valentine's are things that last a little longer, like a box of assorted chocolates. But if you were to specifically buy a confection that's eaten fresh, then you'd most likely be planning to share it with someone. Not that that applies to everyone necessarily, but most without a doubt.
だから食べてる時に話を膨らませるようなドッキリをね。
Ah, something you want to talk about and show other people.
そうそう、そういうこと。
Oh, okay. Despite the fact that we're at work in the kitchen, she suddenly kisses me. Thought you said we shouldn't do these things at work.
キスじゃないもん。今のは口元をきれいにしてあげただけ。ソースがついてたよ。
You sure do that a lot. That's another scenario you've been hoping this cake will lead
そう
to.
いうこと。食べやすさとか重視するなら前の方がいいんだけどさ。
Huh, interesting. Okay. Just tastes as good as the other cake, so I'd say this one is better for sharing with someone
同
else.
意してもらえてよかった。はあ、間に合ってよかった。
You definitely cut it pretty close. The people coming to interview her will be here tomorrow. And apparently her old boss will be coming to taste test her cake as well. You nervous?
そりゃね、もうすでにドキドキしてる。
It'll be okay. But if you do end up losing, feel free to blame it on me and my lack of experience with being a taste
あり
tester.
がとう。さすがに君の責任にはしないよ。ダメだったなら純粋に実力不足だったってこと。でももう大丈夫。引きこもったりしない。それをバネにして。だってすぐそばで支えてくれる人がいるからね。
That is true. We are here. We're available. On second thought, I think I'm going to skip class tomorrow.
なんで？
Because I want to be there to support you through the interview.
いいよ、気にしないで。っていうか、一人がいい。
You do?
年上の大人としてそこまで情けない姿を見せられないよ。私がやり残してたことだから。
Well, if you're that set on it, I guess I won't go.
ただ昇進した彼女が彼氏に甘えるくらいはいいよね。
Of course.
なんでさ。
I mean, obviously I'd like to comfort you, but if that happened, that would mean your cake lost the competition. In that case, I think I'd just be angry as you.
じゃあグランプリを取った時には祝勝会ってことで。
Now that I can do gladly.
バーカ。
Wow, calling me a baka. How could you?
カフェステラと死神の蝶。
I will say definitely the pacing on this route was a lot quicker. I mean, I would have preferred this to be in some of the other routes. I feel like they did drag on at times. Wednesday, the next day. Finally, the day of reckoning has come. I think May's overall was pretty good. I would have obviously changed some in the middle of it. Nozomi's route, I feel like they could have maybe cut out some stuff, but I don't know. That being said, I still have some classes to attend until 4th period. Man, I wish we were at the cafe right now, but if I went, Suzune-san would probably get mad at me. This sucks. Is she really gonna be alright? Just focus on your school. She'll be fine. She's a grown woman.
大丈夫ですか、鈴音さん。なんだか顔色が。ありがとう。でも平気。緊張はしてるけどね。でも別にこの場から逃げ出したいとかじゃないから。むしろリベンジできる機会が舞い込んだことに感謝してるくらいだから。わかりました。
取材の連中が来たぞ。準備はいいか？
それじゃあこのバレンタインケーキで一発ぶちかましてやりましょう。
Alright, we gotta see how this goes. I wonder if she's gonna win or not. Once classes are over, I run straight for the cafe. I did my best to concentrate throughout class, but to little success. I hope everything went okay. When I arrive at the cafe, everything is quiet. At the very least, it doesn't seem like the interview is still going on. I guess it must be over already. Suzune-san here, or did she already go home? Well, either way, I figure out why not. So I decide to go inside and take a peek.
おや、来たんだ。
Well, I just had to know. Is the interview already over?
無事に終わったよ。
How do you think it went?
どうだったんだろうね。あのおっさん、わかりにくいタイプだから、どういう感触だったのか。
Well, what about you? How do you personally feel about it?
私は、そうだね。案外、大したことはなかった。
I mean, I'm guessing she doesn't know if she
今
won
日一
yet.
緒に夕食食べない？多分昔の自分とは違う。変わったって自覚してるからだろうね。おっさんと会ってみたけど、意外と大したことなかったよ。
We head out together to buy ingredients for dinner. On the way home, I ask her more about the interview. How did he react when he saw you?
特には。ま、あの人からすれば、元気そうにやってるだけで十分だと思うでしょ。
Oh, okay. What about the interviewers? How did they react?
上々の反応だったけど、ああいう人たちって実際の記事では真逆の反応を示したりするから。
That sounds about right. Fake news.
でもそうだな。今回の取材を受けておっさんと会ってよかったと思ってはいるよ。
Oh, good.
自分が変わったことを再認識できたから、私はこの店に来てよかったよ。
Where's this coming from?
君と出会えたからね。
You're too
と
kind.
言っても甘ったるい話じゃないけどね。それに正確には君たちってお客さんを笑顔にしたい。そのために頑張る。そのことにまっすぐ向き合っている君たちを見て、私の中でプロって言葉の意味が変化した。そしたら私の中で世界が広がった感じがしたんだ。悔しいね。きっとあのおっさんは見抜いてたんだ。
When you first started working here, you were already an excellent pastry chef. In that case, what matters is the experience you gained. Not baking experience, but life
絶
experience.
対に任す。あのおっさんに勝ってみせる。
Did you not win with your cake today?
取材だもん。あのおっさんの中で私の印象が変わってたらいいけど、だからいつかケーキで勝ってみせるよ。絶対に。
I'd love to be there when it happens. That's why I've decided that I'm going to stay with you, continue helping you with your work, Suzune-san.
それって一生アシスタントするってこと？
Probably the better term is partner. No, I didn't mean it like that. I think there are even better ways I could support you. I mean, you're probably thinking of opening up your own business at some point in the future, right?
それはまあいつかはね。 国一条の主を目指すつもりではいるけど。
Yeah, so that's what I want to help you with. In order to run a business, you're going to need someone who knows how to manage sales and finances in addition to your skills as a pastry chef. That's where I come in. I want to see you succeed over your old boss.
そっか。確かにそういう知識も必要だ。じゃあ期待させてもらおうかな。
I'm going to be the Mikado of your cafe. That's what I'm hearing. You agreed pretty easily. Do you not believe me?
逆だよ。信用してる。君なら何があっても約束は守るって思ってるからだよ。
Thanks.
嬉しいの、私。
Saying that, she leans in closer, then wraps her arms around mine, snuggling happily against me. Hey, when spring comes, why don't we start selling that cake of yours?
なんで？
Because it's delicious. So delicious that I want other people to get the chance to try it.
けどあれは
I know, I'll think of something. I'll find a way to make it popular, even if it costs over 600 yen. If I can't do that, I doubt I'll be able to continue supporting you in the future.
そうだね。そういうのもいいかもね。じゃあ期待させてもらっちゃう。
Yes, ma'am.
すみません。グランプリを取ったケーキが欲しいんですけど。
She won.
はーい、ありがとうございます。
Wow, they're just gonna end it like that then, huh?
カフェステラと死神の蝶。
Wait, do I not get a thing for her? Was that really how it ended? I don't get a
ロ
thing.
ーチャート画面です。
What the frick, guys? Is that really it? What the heck? There's no thingy. There's no epilogue. Where's the epilogue? Did I skip it? There's no way. There was no epilogue there. Like, what the frick? I mean, I'm just going through this to see if I can... There really is no
カ
epilogue.
フェステラと死神の蝶。
What is this, guys? There's no epilogue. They just said that we won, or that she won, and then they ended it. There was no happy ever after. Like, I mean, that little scene there at the end was kind of that little happy end. Okay, don't like how that ended at all. Don't like it. That route was very short. I mean, I knew it was short going into it, but like, wow, that was pretty short. I mean, it was about 2 hours, like 20 minutes or 30 minutes, somewhere in there. Because part of the last episode, I did include some stuff from the common route, and that was about 10 minutes, so. Very short, but I mean, I guess it was good. I mean, it was nice to seeing Suzune-san, especially like her opening up, but you could tell like they cut so many corners with that. Like they really rushed it. I mean, more so than they probably should have. I think if they would have made it 3 hours, if they could have taken like, you know, 10 or 20 minutes for like a scene here and there, it would have been better. Like they didn't even show the conclusion of the cake. I don't know, I just felt like they jumped and there was no ending. I was like, what? Like, there's no way that was the ending. But anyways, you guys, not a terrible route. It's just short, okay? It's not great because it's short. That's just all I can say about it. But it was nice seeing Suzune-san open up to us after like always thinking of us as a kid, and she's finally started thinking of us as more of like an equal, and it sounds like they were going to settle down and have their own cafe, which I thought was cool. I would have liked them to expand upon that a little bit more, maybe show it, maybe have like a CG like showing the end, right? But it's whatever, guys. It's, you know, I know a lot of you guys out there are Suzune fans, so I'm sorry that her route's so short. They really gimped it because she's a side character apparently, which I don't know, doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, you guys, that was Suzune's route. I will be doing Natsumi's route next, which I'm excited for. I think Natsumi is a character that's been pretty supportive of us, maybe looking down on us a bit, but overall, I think she's been a good friend as we've gotten to know her. And then Kana's route, which is probably the canon route, which I think will be good too. So lots of good stuff coming up. Probably the two girls I thought initially were the best. And then I really like May now too. May's route was awesome. So good stuff coming up though. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you guys are too. So I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.